In this day and age, y'all get our informations online, on the internet, and I do the same too. But sometimes I like reading books. And by books, I mean physical books. In this episode, I want to show you some of the books that I brought back from Japan on subculture, youth culture, and fashion. Oh, and in the end of this video, I have a little surprise for you. I have a book unboxing, so please stick around till the end. So before we get into the video, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button. And so yeah, let's get right into the video. The first book that I want to get into is Blood and Glitter by Mick. He was a personal photographer for David Bowie, and so in the 70s he traveled a lot extensively with David Bowie, and he has some amazing pictures, behind the scene pictures with Andy Warhol, Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, Blondie, Queen, you name it. He also took the picture for Lou Reed's Transformer picture, and yeah, that picture is also in this booklet. The second book that I have here is Margiela 20-year exhibition book. Super rare book. It's kind of like an archive piece pretty much. You get to see the thought process behind the designer. It's an extensive book on all of Margiela's art. It's more like an exhibition pretty much, walking through an exhibition rather than art book. One really cool part about this book is they have a section on garments reproduced from a doll's wardrobe. It says details and disproportions are reproduced in the enlargement. And this part really reminds me of Kanye, his music video In Power, who has a lot of costumes directly inspired and also designed together with the brand itself. And so that's really cool. The next book is of Joel Peter Witkin. He's an American photographer. His art is pretty crazy. He deals with a lot of death, fetish culture, BDSM, physically unusual humans. He also uses corpses in his art, often crossing over into Mexico to do a lot of his work to keep it legal, so he doesn't have to break the law in America to create his art. Alexander McQueen, the fashion designer, was a fan of his art. You can see that in the Autumn Winter 96 Dante show with the crucifix mask, and also the Autumn Winter 2001 Vase show that ends with a scene directly in reference to one of Witkin's sanitarium pictures. Next up we have Jungle Fever by Jean-Paul Goude. This guy's a photographer, graphic designer. He worked with a lot of French brands, a lot of fashion brands. He's well known for being in a relationship with Grace Jones, and also taking the very famous photo of Grace Jones. Also, another one he is really famous for is the 2015 Kim Kardashian photo, which is directly inspired by one of his pictures, one of his artworks. And so yeah, I mean, this one's another collection book of mine that I have. So the next book is Mongrelism. This book is really cool. It's on the New Zealand biker gang called the Mighty Mongrel Mob. The book is basically a collection of portraits of these biker gangs. I don't know where I saw this book first, but I had to get it when I saw it. Always had a fascination with counterculture, gang culture, what have you. Yeah, I mean, always been fascinated with the Hells Angels, how they did security for the Rolling Stones, and how they beat up a bunch of partygoers, these kind of infamous stories. And so when I found out about these Samoan dudes, you know, looking super badass in that biker style fashion, I was just like, whoa, this just looks sick. Kind of reminded me of when I saw the Booyah Tribe music video for the first time, you know, knowing gang culture, and then finding out that there's these Samoan Bloods that look super badass. And yeah, so it's kind of like that, but with biker gangs. The pictures are amazing, bunch of really sick photos, and the whole Samoan, Polynesian tattoo culture together with biker gang. I mean, these guys have like crazy face tattoos. It's really crazy. Yeah, check them out. The next one is the Sputnik Whole Life Catalogue. This book is by a Japanese multifaceted He calls himself an editor. His name is Kunichi Nomura. I guess the modern description of him would be a key opinion leader from Tokyo. He's good friends with Wes Anderson and Sofia Coppola. He's been in a few of their movies, actually. He read a lot of cool books on beat generations, hippie culture. He was traveling extensively, but yeah, he interviewed more than 80 artists around the world, made it into a magazine. The magazine is both in English and Japanese. This is what put him on the map and started his career. Slash a punk magazine from LA. This is a fanzine from 78 to 80, and this book is a compilation of that book. Really great pictures, super dope typography, graphic designs, a lot of dope stuff in this book. Playboy Cardi's Whole Lot of Red album cover is a direct reference to this magazine, and yeah, so it's a really cool piece of history. The next two books that I want to get into are the research books, Modern Primitive and Industrial Culture Handbook. These books go into the pioneers of industrial culture, whether that be music, and the tattoo book, Modern Primitive, focuses on the pioneers of modern tattoo, scarification, piercing. Nowadays, tattoo is quite common. It's generally accepted, whereas before it used to be something more outlawish, not as accepted in society. Sapeurs, the ladies and gentlemen of Congo. So yeah, this group of people, they've inspired designers such as Paul Smith. Yeah, the contrast in these pictures are crazy. Wearing like thousands of dollars worth of suits, wearing like crocodile leather shoes in villages, pretty much in like very impoverished villages. And so the contrast of these pictures are very cool and makes it pop even more. Amazing. That was the video for this week. Thank you for checking in. And if you want to find out what I got in Japan, check out next week's video. Peace out.